All right, so our next question, what are your thoughts on completing a fellowship? Is it necessary? What are the benefits and disadvantages? Dr. Harun, would you like to start on this one?
Yeah, sure. So it's not necessary. It really depends on your interests and your goals. So do you like hospital medicine, or would you prefer to work in a clinic, or do you like both? Um, some of the benefits of doing fellowship, it really allows you to specialize in a particular field and, and to become an expert in a certain subset of topics. Especially if you have interest in a certain subset or a certain organ system or a certain field. Some people like that. Uh, there's also, depending on the specialty you go into, maybe some more compensation as well. So that might be important to some people. So that is a benefit. Some of the disadvantages of doing fellowship, obviously, there's more time in training. So usually residency is anywhere from 3 to 5 years, and fellowship can be anywhere from 1 to 3 years on top of that. So that's important to some people. Sometimes, depending on the field that you go into, there may be less of a predictable schedule as well. And compared to primary care, where you're usually working in a clinic, 9 to 5, something like that. If you do fellowship or if you're specialized, you may be called into the hospital overnight, or you're working on holidays. So that is something to take into account. I recommend talking to physicians in a variety of different fields early on in medical school, just to kind of get exposure. And also keep in mind there are certain specialized.
How many for the text and title? And then yeah.
You please mute yourself. We are hearing some background noise.
Yeah, I think it should be fine now.
Yeah, they're muted.
Also, just realize that there's certain specialized fields that don't require fellowship. For example, like dermatology, ophthalmology, ENT. Those also tend to be more competitive as well. So those are just kind of my thoughts on doing fellowship or not. Just a little bit about my background. I'm an outpatient pediatrician, so I obviously didn't do fellowship, and I'm happy with what I'm doing. I really like clinical medicine. I like the lifestyle of outpatient pediatrics. I really like preventative medicine, and so I feel like that's kind of what fits with my goals. So just kind of think about what your interests are and what you want to do.
All right, sounds good. Dr. Moin, would you like to comment as well?
Well, I completely agree with Maha, what she said. I mean, it definitely depends, what interest you have. If you are interested in particular area and then that is your passion, then definitely I think you should go for that and do the fellowship, because this will be your life, basically, the rest of your life. So if you are really genuinely interested in that field, and if you are able to achieve that, get into that field, I think, you will be very satisfied. So yeah, it definitely depends on the individual, what their liking and disliking is. The only disadvantage I can think of for doing the fellowship is basically, yeah, you won't be earning that much money initially, because you will be probably earning the same amount of money what you were getting during your residency. So that's the only disadvantage I can think. Yeah, there will be more training, also more learning. But yeah, if you are passionate, if you want to do something really specific, you want to be a subspecialist, I think it's worthwhile doing it. But if you're happy after doing the residency, and you can you can enjoy it, basically, I think that is also completely fine.
All right, great. And Dr. Jamshed, you put in a comment about some changes for fellowship.
Yeah, I will only add one more aspect of fellowship, and that is academics. I think fellowships are one of the ways or pathways to academia. And whether it's because of your choice of subspecialty, you can even do fellowships in GI, general internal medicine. But if you are interested in academics, that would be something that you may want to think about. There have been some changes for internal medicine board. You no longer have to, so what used to happen was you take your boards in internal medicine, and then you also take your boards in the subspecialty. But now people recognize that if the subspecialty is what you're primarily doing, that's the only board you're going to take. So that has some effect with fellowship as well. In family medicine, there are no technically, board certified fellowships. They're all certificates of added qualifications. So it's a little bit different for each residency program, and I don't know what it is for general surgery and others, but keep that in mind.
All right, great, thank you.